All right, you ready? All right. Well, hi everyone. We are back. Spirit Speaks again. It's been a while. We wanted to come and do a quick video because I have some questions. Came across some information and got curious and thought we need to talk about this. So I asked Burnett if she would accommodate me and contact some spirit beings on the other side and see what happens, see what comes through, see what we get, see what we get. Yeah. So my 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 first question is about light because I heard someone channeling some information about light and an alternative light that souls may go to when they cross over into the astral plane. And so I wanted to know about this light. So my first question was, please explain dark light, but then that it may not be dark light that the other person was referring to, but I've heard of dark light, and that is one thing I'd like to know. And then what this other alternative light is. So first of all, can I ask who do we have? Still connecting? Okay. You can call us Play Force. Play Forest? Play Force. Play Force. Mhm. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you. So you heard my question. Can you repeat it, please? Okay, sure. I wanted you to explain dark light and then explain explain dark light and then I'll ask the second question. First, this is very interesting. Thanks for having us. Thank you for coming. You feel like being a little bit more playful. Oh, okay. It's been an interesting year, has it not, for you all? Oh, yes, it has been. Well, not because you didn't know. We tried to warn you all for a long time, but what can we do? We can only advise. So, this dark light, it's humans calling it dark light. You all want everything to be light. It's not dark light. What is it? So, it's just another area that is missing the light of God, as you would call it. Okay. It's devoid. Oh. So it's not dark light. It's the light has trouble penetrating. So it comes through some. So there's some almost like when you see light through rain, the sun shining through rain, and it bounces and it dances on it. Mhm. That's how that field is. It's cloudy and kind of gray and murky. Okay. And it feels heavy. We don't know. We don't call it dark light. Do you call it anything? The gray. Gray. That's how you would interpret the gray. Okay. Oh. And it's not good or bad. It's gray. It's a place where some folks get lost. Hmm.
They can't see their way out, sometimes because of their own mental limitations, sometimes because of lack of awareness, sometimes because their pride gets the best of them.
Okay, so when souls get lost in the gray, is is that what we consider and call the astral plane?
It's a thin layer below it,
Oh,
very thin.
oh,
Now that's in your world. That's in your world. There are many worlds. There are many
right. Okay.
places. There are many places where people like you would call dark light because this universe is ever expanding and it's larger than you can imagine. But on your earth, that is how it is.
Okay. Okay, so I and thank you for that explanation. Um, so I just heard on another um, video that there, when someone crosses over into the spirit realm or leaves their physical body, that there there is a light that goes to what we call heaven, and then there's another alternative light that goes to the moon. Can you explain that?
Mm. Two roads to different places, depending on the person's vibration, what they believe, and what they know and understand, and what they're drawn to. Some people are very impatient
Okay.
and they're going to naturally gravitate to what looks more like a laser, a thick laser. And those lights look different. One looks like the light spreads out some, so it looks like a walkway, and the light kind of diffuses.
Okay.
And the other one is a much more clear cut light. It looks like a beam of light.
Okay. And where does the beam
The
of?
beam of light goes to the moon, or
Okay.
what you all what you,
Okay.
that
Uh-huh.
description you gave, and the larger light that kind of diffuses on the sides, it goes towards your heaven.
Hmm.
So they will look different, but they are both light.
Okay.
One is they're not bad. They're both light. One does not serve your soul evolution as much.
Okay. So the one that does not serve your soul evolution so much is the one that goes to the moon, correct? Or is
It's
it?
not really the moon.
Oh, goes to that place. That
Yeah,
okay. So that place.
you forget that there are worlds within worlds that you cannot see,
Okay. All right.
the energetic layers, and so you're not physically going to your physical moon.
Okay. All right. So that helps. Um, then what is the process of evolution and coming back into this earth realm when you take that path, that pathway?
Okay, so you decide that you're going to go through that beam,
Mm-hmm.
and you you go and arrive, you check in
Mm-hmm.
just like you would if you went to the heaven form.
Okay.
You check in and you are asked, would you like to return? Because of the type of people who generally go that path, once they reach there,
Mm-hmm.
most of them say yes, they would like to return.
Okay.
They can say no, at which point they will be asked, would they like to proceed to heaven?
Okay.
But most people, because of their energetic vibration that draws them that way, they're going to come right. They'll say yes and then they come back. Next available opportunity.
Ah, okay, okay.
If they
And
this is for people who wish to get their life lessons living.
okay. Ah,
It is discouraged,
it is discouraged going that way.
and there's different people managing this.
What do you mean?
Different entities are managing that operation,
When you
but they
say
have some.
different, what do you mean different?
They're a different group than manages your heaven,
Okay.
but they can't operate outside of the permission of the universe. So they can't operate without outside of the rules. So there is always free will. So if a person says no, they don't want to return, they have to be given the options.
All right. Hmm.
Unfortunately, they only have to be given the options. They don't have to be given explanations. And so they are not given explanations. Meaning,
Yeah.
if you arrive there, you were simply asked, would you like to return? Most people will immediately say yes, and they were put into the queue to return.
So they don't, at that point, they don't know that they have an option to go.
They do not know. Only those who say no, or do I have to, are given the alternative. So if you say no, do I have to? You're given the alternative of waiting there a little bit and then returning. So not stepping immediately into the queue or going on to, they don't call it heaven.
Okay.
They call it, you know, they, they'll, I don't know,
Right.
it's
Okay.
like soul growth or
Okay.
they call it a longer path because you have to do all of this work there before
Yeah.
you can come back. And a lot of people, that's not valuable. They figure that they can learn what they need to learn here. And a lot of people do learn a lot here, but what you can learn in between lives is greater if you decide to go on the other path.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you. That is awesome. Now, one more question because you said you don't call it heaven. I mean, there's another term for it, but we understand it as a heaven, nirvana, whatever that place is.
Mhm.
Is that place like a type of planet in another dimension from ours?
Not limited as a planet is limited in size and in density and
Uh-huh.
place.
But is it like a ball?
How do I describe it? It is a place. I'm told that I cannot tell you where. It is a place.
Okay.
You arrive there.
Uh-huh.
It is an energetic place. Your vibration allows you to be there. Your vibration attracts you to the vibration of this place.
Okay. So whenever souls cross over and they see these two streams of light,
Mhm.
what what draws them to the other, like that we did not discuss?
To your heaven light.
Yes.
Usually it's recognition. like there's something in their own soul
Mhm.
that pulls them there. Someone who has grown up with a spiritual understanding of some kind, almost any kind,
Mhm.
will gravitate more to that because in your art, in your drawings, in your literature, it's the light that you see in all those pictures, that light that radiates like this. That's how that light feels.
When you use radiate like this, it radiates out
Yes.
rather than
It's not like this.
okay.
It's not a it's just a, it's not a, this beam.
Okay.
There's a diffusion, the light, and then it radiates and diffuses. So it
Okay.
touches other things. And
Okay.
that's that light. So people will naturally be drawn to it if they have some kind of spiritual understanding of some sort. Doesn't
Okay.
matter what that is.
Mhm. Okay.
And also, a lot of times they will see something that they recognize or someone that they recognize.
Okay.
And the other one, they don't really see as they go anyone that they recognize because people don't stay there long.
Mhm.
They will see beings, and these beings are not scary looking or anything. It's not scary. It's
Mhm.
just it's a different choice.
So, in the work that I do, just a little bit of concern. Is there anything I need to do to ensure that I don't send anyone the that path, that alternative path?
You already do what you need to do to ensure that.
Okay.
And I will say for anyone watching this, invite angels, guardians of heaven, if you, whatever you want call them, from that side to escort, to guide, to greet, to bring, to take loved ones who have crossed over, so that they go the route that leads them to the more beneficial soul growth path. But I will say, I want to don't be afraid of if someone went the other way.
Well, no, not now. Not with your
It's
explanation.
it's simply a, I mean,
Alternative.
it's an alternative.
Yeah, I was concerned, but then having the explanation now, I understand better.
And if you find yourself on that path and you get there and they ask you if you're ready to go back, you can say no. What are my options? It's free will.
That is great to know.
And if you say, I think I took the wrong way, I meant to go to heaven, they will send you on that way. And they have what they call messengers who will
Escort you there.
Mhm.
Oh, awesome.
You don't have to worry, but their job, their work is to get people
Ah,
get people back.
so what?
The question is why? Because of free will. Not everybody wants to go to heaven, and there is no hell.
So glad you said that.
So if you don't want to go to heaven, if your soul doesn't speak heaven to you, you're going to be drawn to something that feels like what you're more familiar with, which is earth. It will
Hmm.
bring you closer back to what you knew and what you're comfortable with.
Okay. So how do they like take the time to set up a life plan before coming right back?
Not like, no, you're not going to get that level of service.
So
No,
they just
it's you can say, I didn't like this, and this. I don't want that again.
Mhm.
Or I want this and this. And they'll try to set you up, but it's not like they are advising you on if you want to grow your soul in this way, if you want to overcome these three weaknesses we noticed, because they're not looking at that. They're looking at what do you want? Now that you know what you really need, but what do you want?
Mm.
And that's why some people, they've lived past lives. You're thinking they haven't grown at all in all these lives.
Is that what is that what happens?
because they're saying, "Oh, I want to do it this way this time." And they come back and they do it that way. And then they go back up. Well, I didn't like that. I want to experience being this type of person this time. And they may learn some, but you think about the number of lives they lived compared to someone else who did the work in your heaven,
Mhm.
and their soul progression is slower because they're only living through a lived experience and through your limited human minds.
Wow. Wow. Wow.
But your
This
soul's eternal, so it's not like you don't have time, but you're using a your lives here on earth aren't necessarily easy. So you're using a lot of
mm,
time.
yes. It is not. It is not,
But if
but
no one tells them the alternative, that they can actually plan it out and set things up so that they reincarnate with certain people, so that they have certain opportunities and experiences. No one tells them that, they'll just keep on going.
so when you go like that, is it like your life is just kind of random?
Not random because you say you can decide next time, I want to be born to a wealthy family.
Okay.
And I want to have more financial opportunities. Well, you might not have also said, and this is where the other side comes in, that you want to learn a lesson of balance and harmony.
Oh,
And
oh,
so without setting any parameters, then the experience itself is random. What you set up is not.
oh.
Who you come into may not be.
So you could go to a family that's a crime family
Yes,
and you have what you asked for.
you have exactly what you asked.
Wow.
It's free will.
Wow. Wow. I wonder if I've ever done that.
A lot of people have. A lot of people have had at least one life where they took that path.
So it isn't like you have to stay on that loop. You can do it
At
a few times and then
any
you
point you say no, at any point you can choose the other path, or at any point if you took the laser path, you can get there and say, no, what are my options? Or no, I'd like to go the other way.
and so you could also take the path, come back here and still really learn some lessons that you didn't plan to learn
Mm-hmm.
and then go the other
And
way.
then go the other way. Absolutely. It's an alternative.
Yeah.
We don't believe it's ideal, but it is an alternative.
It's good to know that it's an alternative and that people still have choices. I just could not imagine what that was like because I did not know. But that's awesome. Is there anything else? Those are you've answered all my questions, and I really thank you for coming and doing that. Is there anything else you want to add to that, or that I haven't asked?
Don't be afraid. People don't need to be afraid of it when you get to that moment. The more fuzzy light path, it doesn't look like a beam of light. You want to take the one that's softer.
Mm,
And just think about that as well. One is looks like a wide laser, fast. It's been created to get you in and out, right? And the other one is a softer light that diffuses.
mhm. I, I actually think it's incredible and awesome that that was created to give an option, an alternative, and to. I think it's incredible.
It
I
is.
mean, I don't really want to take it, but I think it's incredible for
But
anyone
some
who
people
would.
need that option.
Yeah.
Some people are not ready to deal with what's required, the work that's required to go through heaven path, although that is the ideal way, it would help your planet elevate more efficiently rather than having people who fail to learn soul lessons or who are only learning them while living. Ideally, more people would take, and a lot of people do take the heaven path, but a
Yes.
lot of people take that path as well. So
Well, this is my first time learning of this, so I can only imagine that there are a lot of people who have no idea that that is there and that that is an option and it is even a thing.
it's not something that your religions would discuss because it's not the path that your religious people generally would take. They're going to be naturally drawn to the heaven.
Hmm.
And when I say your religious people, I mean across all spiritual paths.
Right. So, people who are not religious, people who not only are not religious, but choose I want to say darkness, but I don't I darkness for not having a better term.
Mm, yes.
Um, who choose that lifestyle and intentionally want to work in that path. Is that something that was created? I mean,
It wasn't created for them, but they take advantage of it
oh, oh,
because they don't have to deal with the growth that's required and the accountability that's required on the other path. There is no accountability on the path that brings you right back.
so when there's no accountability there,
Not
and
there. They still have to deal with it here.
when they come back, they have to deal with it.
Hmm. Karma doesn't end just because you chose to come right back. So you're going to have to deal with whatever you didn't deal with in between lives. You still have to deal with.
Hmm.
Literally, it's just an alternative method.
Once you leave this body,
You have to go somewhere. So yeah, once you leave this body, and 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 typically, if you're a human soul
mhm.
who leaves and you take the path of the laser path, I'll call it laser path, you keep coming back to Earth, Earth, Earth. You can't you can't go to another place
Oh,
because that is connected to this Earth.
oh, okay. So when people say, if you want to get off the reincarnation path that keeps bringing you back to Earth, that is the path they're speaking of.
It's that that path only brings you back to Earth. Now, the
Oh,
heaven path can bring you back to Earth if that's where you are still, but it can lead you to other places. But you cannot, if you go that laser path, you cannot incarnate on any other system, in any other system except for Earth.
okay. I got it. I got it.
It is only connected. It's like the moon is our satellite here.
Mhm.
That energetic, how do I describe to you? It's an energetic location that is in the same space as the moon.
Okay.
that is connected to your energetic earth, just like your moon is.
Okay.
And so it will bring you back, like the moon pulls the earth and the tides. It's
Hmm.
connected. When you go the other path, because it's not connected to your energetic earth, those ties are not.
Okay. That's awesome. Thank you.
You're
Thank you.
welcome. You're welcome. That is all.
That's awesome. That is, thank you. I thank you for coming and sharing. And
Play more, people. I know that we don't call ourselves the Play Force, but I was really just play more. You all have had such a year, and so many people have come up over these pathways in this past year, and so many have decided to shot themselves right back here because their passing was unexpected and quick,
mm,
and they didn't know they weren't expecting it. So a lot of people have made the choice to come right back. Some have gone the other way. But I believe if you all have more joy, more happiness, your vibration would be such that you would desire to go the more heavenly path.
yes.
Be well
You too.
and take
Thank you.
care of your home. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.